Hi there, this is Shauna from the Foil Fox, and I have another in-depth look of the Spellbinders BetterPress system, which is a letterpress system. Here are a few projects I just finished, and we'll go more in depth with them a little bit later, but I just wanted to give you a little sampling. But we're going to do a quick overview. Here are some papers. This is the pebble, the bisque, and then porcelain. These are 100% cotton or 100% rag, so they have a lot of give. They're what you would use for letterpress. You can see that the bisque is on the bottom and porcelain's on top. The porcelain is just a little bit whiter. The others just is a more creamy white. Then this is the double weight, so you can see it's twice as thick. There's some A2 sizes in the bisque and the porcelain, so you can really see how the porcelain's a little bit whiter there. Or you can get in an 8.5 by 11. You can also use your colored cardstock that you have for just all your other card making. They have 4 ink families now. Right now they're sold just in these families, and they really cover the gamut of all the colors that you might need. They also have all the reinkers, and we have all of them in our shop. We will provide a link down below. Here is, as you know, the BetterPress system, and I'm not going to go through all the ins and outs, but I'll link the video that I did before that does give you all the bits about that system. There's not much to it. It's very simple. And then I'm just going to go over a lot of the press plates that are now available. This one is Diamond Avery. And then we have Floral View. You've seen this before. Dana Kirby did a wonderful blog article for us, and I'll have a link down below for that too. Here's Swirl Birthday. Wonderful border. You can use the sentiment there or not. There have dies that cut these out as well. So grateful for you. Look at that pattern, and then it cuts out that sentiment. Then You Make Me Happy. And big thanks. You've seen this before from Dana Kirby. Again, she was on our blog featuring it. Here it is. Isn't that a great card? I just love the colors she uses. And then we have It's Your Day, which is a great little sentiment set. And then Handmade for You has these icons plus some more sentiments. These, I think, would make fabulous note cards. A nice set. Nice gift, actually, for a housewarming or maybe Christmas. Little messages. These are great messages for all different occasions. Then we get into Halloween. Open If You Dare. Isn't that fabulous? And then we have Pumpkins and Ghosts. This is an easy card. Covers the whole A2. And then Autumn Thanks has this autumnal color. You could color it in all of the autumnal colors, all those leaves. Spider Web. And then combines a spider web with these Halloween icons. Look at these. You have it covers the whole gamut. Plus it has all the sentiments too, and it cuts them all out. Here are 2 that I made, and you can see I cut out the sentiments using the cutouts that go with it, the dies. And I just love that ghost holding the cat. My sister and I both have black cats, so I think she needs that one. Just look at that. The expression on that ghost is awesome. And then we have this witch's hat. Now this is where letterpress really shines. The detail on this witch's hat. The pictures just don't do justice to it. It's just fabulous. It's so fine. All of that beautiful detail on it. And the bats are great. Here is Autumn Thanks. You just saw this on Monday on our blog from Dana. She did these great projects. Here they are. Again, I'll give you a link to our blog. His Merriest Christmas. And then Holly Tree. Dana again did a project for us. You will see it soon. This is a sneak peek of it, of what she did. And then we have It's the Most Wonderful Time. And this, another sneak peek of a upcoming project. And then I have Christmas Greeting, which I have a full video that will be coming out very soon because this one will be watercolored. I didn't include it in this one. I didn't want it to run too long because the watercoloring, I really wanted to give it justice, but you'll see that soon. Festive Noel, again, a project you'll see soon from Dana. She really knocked herself out. She did a great job. These evergreen boughs are so wonderful, and you can combine them with different things. Then we have Merriest Christmas, and then the Christmas icons. Now I'm going to just show you a couple of quick projects using these Christmas icons. They have the sentiments and then 4 different icons. I'm going to start out with a piece of porcelain A2. This is the 100% cotton. I'm going to use this car because the car is fabulous, and I love the sentiment that goes with it. I have my paper mounted. Remember that the paper has to be, the good side has to go against the press plate. So be sure you got that turned around right. They have markers on here for 5x7 and the A2 size. So I've got, it's easy, it's magnetic, so it's really easy to just mount it without having to tape it down or anything because the magnets hold really well. Now I'm using black ink here, and you can see I'm kind of pouncing, and I do twist it a little bit because I really want to get the ink on there, but I'm very gentle with that because I don't want to move it. The magnets are strong, but they still can be moved, so just be real careful with that. And then this top plate just snaps right on because it's magnetic. I'm making sure we can turn it either way. It fits either way. And then we're going to run it right through our die cutting machine. And that's all there is to it, to doing letterpress, which is just awesome to me. And I do run it through twice, but very gently. I know Spellbinder says go once, and I can't help it. I have to do both. But I'm very careful with it because I don't want it to shift. And so there we are. All has that, you can't really see it in the camera, but it's nice and deep. If you were using the double weight, it would go even deeper. That really makes a tremendous impression. Now we got to clean these plates and our the press plates. Plus we have to clean our surface there. I'm using archival cleaner. That's what Spellbinders recommends. Can use alcohol if it's over 90%. Now here is our BetterPress. I am just, that's our panel here. I'm just going to use a few Copic markers on this. Now I know that initially Spellbinders came out and said that really they recommend more watercolor, and that they thought that the alcohol markers might feather a little. I personally have not had that experience. So you can decide, but I would not use your colorless blender on this because it will just soak into this paper and bleed. But if you're just using your regular markers and then just coloring this in, and I just use a few reds and and just a few other colors. It's very simple coloring. This is my darkest red that I'm going to be using. You can choose any color. I don't know why. The car always has to be red for me. It's silly, especially if I'm going to use it for a holiday card. Here's a little bit of gray I use for the tires and the runner, a little yellow for the taillights, and now we'll get into the gifts, and I'm just using a variety of colors. I didn't list the colors because you can really choose whatever whatever you fancy. I just pulled a few colors, and I'm just coloring them very, very simply because that's kind of the essence of these kinds of cards. It's just very simple. Then it has this delivering Christmas cheer to you. Love the sentiment. Now I have an A2 card base, and I have a piece of paper tray ink, bitty big paper. This is pure poppy, and in there they have stripes and polka dots and this plaid. And I'm using the big plaid. You can see you can either turn it over and get small plaid or big plaid. And I'm just going to mount this right on there, the little bit of double stick tape, and we are good to go. And this card is done. I do think that this would be great for moving too. If you just change the sentiment, if you move to a new residence, there's so many ways that you can use this. You can combine it with other things, but I just love the simplicity of it. So I think it worked out very nicely, and I didn't notice any bleeding. Now I am going to show you how you can foil very quickly a quick project with this. I'm going to use the cloche and another sentiment. I'm using red cardstock. This is just my regular peppermint cardstock that I use a lot. It is heavy. I think that works out best. I'm just kind of positioning it there to fit how my A2, I'm just kind of getting an idea where an A2 is going to fit on this so that I can just get it all positioned just right. And once I do, I'm going to put the foil, pretty side down, and then the paper. I'm going to make sure that I remember right where that sits. And then I'm going to put a little bit of tape just to hold it so it doesn't move. Now I'm going to let that heat up, and when my little green light goes solid, then I know that I am good to go. I've put the glimmer plate on top. Now I used a couple of shims on this, and you don't see this. I took 2 pieces of cardstock and put it on top and then run it through. And it turned out great. I got a tiny bit of overfoiling, very little. Going to use my Tombow Mono eraser. Again, it'll be in our supply list. And it didn't take much to get that to go away. And then if you think that it leaves a little bit of that dusty white kind of look on the sides where you erased, just use a rubber cement eraser and it seems to come right off. Now I'm just using some green Copic markers. I thought the light green would look good, but I decided I wanted to go dark. Then I'm now just going to mount some foam on the back and mount it onto a green card base. Now I want to say you can take a BetterPress plate and you can use your glimmer, but don't go the other direction. You cannot take a glimmer plate and try to BetterPress with it. If you do, you run a big risk of ruining your BetterPress equipment. So don't do that. So again, I'll say that you can take a BetterPress plate to go on the glimmer, hot foil, but not the other way around. Don't take glimmer plates on to your BetterPress. So here is just a quick overview of the 4 projects. I didn't show you the ghost and the hat because they were very simple. But just really quickly, there's the BetterPress system, and then I showed you all the BetterPress plates that we have in our store, the ink and the paper, and then some of Dana Kirby's BetterPress projects. Some of them are sneak peeks, some of them are from the past. But stay tuned, you're going to see lots of wonderful projects coming up very soon. I want to thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time. Bye.